Jack's 50 helped Surrey to nervy win. Somerset's second innings was a vast improvement on their first, up to 319 for 8 at the end of the third day. A maiden 50 from Lewis Goldsworthy and an unbeaten one from Lewis Gregory, helping them to a lead of 117 runs, but Surrey were still the favourites for the win, the target nowhere near competitive yet. But Gregory and Siddle were doing their best to make it a tricky one. Surrey were being made to work hard in the baking Taunton sunshine. Gregory and Siddle went to a 50 partnership with 2 pulled off the bowling of Jamie Overton. Somerset's hopes looked to be pinned to the bat of Lewis Gregory, and the hard work he'd put in came with the reward of a century. Siddle too was playing his shots, an effective innings from the Aussie, up into the 40s before the break, with the lead now 192. But finally, after an hour and a half without any joy, Surrey found the wicket, the breakthrough they were looking for. Worrell's delivery full, pads smacked, and Siddle departed LBW for a handy 42 from 95 balls. And 2 balls later, the innings was over. De Lange out caught behind for a duck. Somerset all out for 394. The target 193, a chaseable one for Surrey, but not quite as straightforward as they'd hoped. Largely thanks to Siddle and Gregory, who'd added a crucial 89 runs, 75 of those coming on day 4. Gregory the undoubted star of the show with an unbeaten 110, but Siddle's contribution vital too. With 3 for 77, Worrell had led the Surrey attack. And there was time before lunch for Surrey to get their chase underway. A bright start by Burns and Patel, 21 added when lunch was taken, to leave Surrey needing 172 more for the win. The opening partners continued to chip away at the deficit, which really started to tumble under their watch after tea. 50 runs added off 64 balls without reply. They made it as far as 65 when Burns fell to Aldridge, out-caught by sub-fielder Baker for 25. Amler still hadn't emerged. Geddes next in. Nothing he could do as Patel fell with no change to the score, out-caught by Gregory off the bowling of Roloff van der Merwe. Smith was soon following him in, bowled by Aldridge for 4. The innings threatening to go off the rails. Somerset were up for the fight. But Surrey settled. Jacks went through his repertoire. The required runs dipped below 3 figures, with the score heading in the opposite direction. When Geddes and Jacks waltzed in for tea, they'd taken the score to 128 for 3. Concerns had been eased. Just 65 more runs needed now. They pushed the score on to 137 for 4 when Aldridge had his third. Geddes out-caught by Green for 25. To the surprise of many, Amler emerged, well enough to take part. His role, a supporting one to Jacks, who was pushing towards 50 now. Amler never looked comfortable though, and when Siddle found his pads, he had to go. Just 9 added by the veteran South African. Steele was around long enough to watch on as Jacks moved to his 50, but not much more. Somerset weren't done, the number 7 out after facing just 2 balls, caught by Abel for Aldridge's 4th of the innings. The winning line was 17 runs away when Surrey had to endure more nervy moments. Jacks unable to see it through, bowled by Siddle for 62. Enter Jamie Overton. Could he be the man to sink his former side? Well, he certainly played a hand in it. An early 4 reduced the runs needed to single figures. Easily picked up by Clark. A vociferous celebration from the Surrey all-rounder unleashed as soon as he made contact with Aldridge's delivery. That makes it 4 wins out of 7 for Surrey, flying high at the summit of Division 2. It had been a nervier win than they'd expected, but despite the worrying moments, they'd still come out on top and condemned a Somerset side who were always playing catch-up to their 3rd defeat in 7 games. They'll at least be spared a return to action until July, a week off in the next round. Surrey have only 2 weeks to wait. Kent the visitors to the Kia Oval on the 26th of June, when the LV County Championship resumes.